Jeez, I've got no words here. I wish I knew where my notes went. That's okay. We're going notes free. I always go notes free. And here it is at like 2 in the morning and I'm doing this video because we are quarantined coronavirus wise. Got 3 kids and they pretty much occupy every room of this house for schoolwork during the week and, you know, just craziness. But anyways. Hey guys, what's up? It's Matt186 and I'm taking a look at this microphone, the AKG Lyra microphone, and this has got to be hands down probably one of my favorite microphones I've had the opportunity to have hands-on with, and that includes things like the Blue Yeti and the Yeti Pro. This one is just, it's all of those things, and it maybe just feels like it sounds a lot better and offers a little bit more, especially for somebody that's kind of on the go, with one really cool added benefit. This microphone also comes with Ableton Live 10 Lite version, which is pretty spectacular, but I'll start by talking a little bit about some of the patterns of the microphone, but really what I want you to be able to experience here is me talking to you via this microphone instead of my daily driver. I'm also going to compare it with my Audio-Technica AT875R shotgun microphone so that you can hear a difference between this microphone and that shotgun microphone I use for all my videos. In fact, I like this one so much I might start using this for all my videos. I won't keep it in shot like this. I'll probably put it down, turn the gain up a little bit, and run it straight to camera like I am now. Test it out for a while and see if I think that I like that better, because after listening to the comparisons myself, there was a bit of a muddiness to the Audio-Technica microphone that I hadn't really noticed before I got such good clarity out of this microphone. Now this is my AT875R, this is my daily driver microphone, the one I use to do all my recording for all my videos, all my fan tests, all that good stuff. One microphone to rule them all at a pretty reasonable price in my opinion. I love this microphone, I've been using it for a long time. But when it comes to kind of comparing the sound, what you hear and what you get from that AKG Lyra microphone, I don't know. I mean, you tell me. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I really like that Lyra microphone a lot. Now on the front of the microphone you have adjustments for your headset volume. So if you have a headset plugged into the bottom of it, which next to the USB-C that it accepts on the bottom, there's a 3.5mm headset audio jack input so that you can listen to what's going, well, I guess it's an output. You can listen to what's being spoken through it and monitor it over a pair of headphones. What I don't like about it is there's no indicator as to what level the gain is. So as I was kind of testing out the different patterns, I bumped that one up a little bit and I had no idea where I had it to where to put it back to accurately. My only problem with that is I like to know, and in that case I'll probably put a little hash on there so I kind of know where my dial is at. Just take a small permanent marker and make a mark so that I can see where it's at, because personally I like knowing where my gain level is and if it's been moved. If you don't know it's been moved, you could record a whole thing without checking things, and that's terrible. You should always check things, but without checking things, record a whole video and be like, oh man, totally messed that whole thing up because all I needed to see was where the gain was. I hope that makes sense. I just would prefer to have something that told me where my gain knob was actually set to in recording, and something as small as a simple little hash would be a great way to do that. But going back to the front, you also have a mute button, and it lights up orange when you selected mute so that you know that it's muted. If you hit the button and it doesn't light up, you did mute the mic, oops. It also goes through the patterns, which we're going to talk about right here. We'll take a pause break and I'll just kind of go through the patterns. Now I'm holding the microphone, so I'm sorry about some extra bad noise you might hear. And to keep in mind on front and back stereo when I review that, it sounds a little bit echoey, and that's because of the office and the fact that I'm talking directly into it, where a subject would be on the far side. So you'll hear a little bit of echo on that one, but it does sound pretty good. So firstly, let me just say I'm sorry for any unwanted noises. This thing is probably going to pick up my hands moving it around a little bit. But starting off with the first pattern, which is front. The front pattern picks up the most tight directional audio right here as you're speaking into it. It doesn't pick up well from left and right side, and it doesn't pick up very well from the back. You'll have great noise rejection all the way around the microphone other than right in the front, and also is some of the most best sounding audio I think the microphone is able to capture coming from the person subject speaking or the musical instrument or the speaker recording. Now I've swapped it to front and back, and right now front and back, and really all that means is if you're somebody that wants to put this on a table and have a podcast with a very simplistic setup, you can set it in the middle of the table and speak directly towards the microphone while your other subject is on the back side of the microphone back here, and it should pick up just as well as it did from the other side in the front of the microphone. So with they're talking back here, you should hear them just as well as you, the host or whatever you want to call yourself, on the other side of the microphone. And this is front and back. Now this one is called tight stereo, as this is officially a stereo one using the 2 capsules to capture left and right to 180 degrees. You'll hear me changing what speaker you're hearing me come out of. Oh, that sounded dirty. You should be hearing me change different speakers now as I'm talking through it, whether it's your left or your right speaker. You'll hear me changing there. But this is ideal for somebody if you're going to have someone sit next to you while you're doing a podcast, or if you have musicians that are playing musical instruments, obviously, together, or even singing next to somebody. You want something that kind of captures that 180 degrees left to right and give you that feel for that left and right to be a little bit more immersive. I might have just messed with the gain, and I'm sorry if I turned it up. I think I put it back where it goes. But this one is wide stereo, and all wide stereo really is omnidirectional, and all that means is that as we turn the microphone, you should hear me speaking clearly, or as clear as possible right now, through all sides of the microphone as it turns. Now, as far as noise rejection on this setting, you don't have a lot of it. So if you've got a lot going on in a room, it's going to capture it. It's going to pick it up. You're going to hear it, especially if your gain is cranked way up. You're going to hear the air conditioner on the far left corner of the room, or you're going to hear the fan above you. All 4 capsules inside the microphone are picking up and recording, and this is great for something like conferencing, or if you have a round table of a bunch of people speaking at the same time. This microphone placed smack dab in the center is great for that. Also, if you're a band and you're playing around the microphone, then you'll be able to set it to this wide stereo mode, which is really an omnidirectional mode, and be able to pick up all the sounds going on around it. Alright, I've got it back on front for now, and I promise I'm about to put this microphone down so I don't drive you crazy with all my touching of it, because I'm sure it made some banging sounds, and I apologize for that. Let's get back into the rest of the video. This might be one of the best sounding simple setup microphones I've ever used. You do pay a little bit of a price tag for it though, at $150, but you're also getting Ableton 10 Live Lite, which is pretty beneficial to anybody, especially getting into audio, and it goes really well with this microphone. If you're doing things like playing musical instruments, this is a great microphone to have set up. But for me and my purposes of it, I want it to be something that can kind of be that portable microphone that I can set up on a table, that I can use to have an interview with somebody, that I could use to do a talking piece with, and I think it looks great, it feels great, and the fact that you can remove it and it comes with an adaptation nut to place it on a boom stand, much like it is right here, that is fantastic. I like that a lot because it looks good to me. Now that's a point of perspective and a point of opinion. It's kind of got a 50s-ish vibe to it that I think, I don't know, I just appreciate that. You know, things I'd like to see in the future is maybe an XLR version of it, a pro version of this microphone, something that could take the XLR and go into my mixer and maybe just have that option. I think that would be pretty cool to have too. Yeah, I'd like to see them expand on this a little bit more, but for the most part, really great microphone. And I don't know. I don't think I could brag about it enough, but again, you're paying for it to some degree at almost $150. Getting a lot out of it at the same time. It's highly recommended by me. I definitely recommend this microphone. You guys let me know what you think. Does it sound good to you? I'm not doing any fancy audio rendering, or I'm not going to do any kind of fancy audio work to it whatsoever. This will all be raw audio in the video, because I think that that's what you need to hear in order to make a decision. Not something that's been rendered through a parametric equalization or anything like that. Straight up just recorded audio right to the camera over 3.5 headphone jack, and gonna go right into Premiere and send it out. You guys let me know what you think. I'm really curious what you guys think. I am on this one, because I don't think I've been this impressed with a microphone in a long time.
My old outro is a little bit tired, and until I come up with something new, you can watch me sit here and type at the end of each video. Subscribe. You know, every time that I see autofocus or quick autofocus or anything in the camera now, the youth has ruined it for me. Because now I translate it to quick as Damn kids. That's not a real word. Just typing gibberish. Be sure and check out these other videos.